I'm just really excited for Michael and I to have our weekly team call. Welcome. And we have Schneider here. She is a powerhouse. She is a mom. And I just, it's interesting. Over the 11 years of being in and out, doing the Dance with Juice Plus and hearing Chris and Nikki talk about how this Juice Plus community becomes their family and their friends and how much they look forward to events, I feel like meeting Allie and meeting AJ makes me kind of emotional. But it was one of those times where I thought, oh wow, I have so much respect for just how she exists, and how she interacts and how she seems to mother. And it's one of those people between her and another NMD on her team, AJ Majors. I really feel like over the years we are going to end up building a great friendship and raising our kids together. And I can't say enough about how much I respect her. So for those of you that don't know, she's a 50 Club National Marketing Director. For those of you that are qualified, that means you're a club. She has 50 or more of those underneath her. Her husband is a basketball coach, and she's also been a basketball coach. And she was a program operator for a youth basketball program. She homeschools. Is it 2 or 3 kids, Allie? 2 kids. And here's the kicker. She went from sales coordinator to national marketing director in, guess what? 6 months. Let me say that again. In just 6 months, she fast-tracked from sales coordinator to national marketing director. So for those of you that are wanting to have a picture of possibility, holy macaroni, this girl can bring it. So I'm just so excited to have her here. And Allie, unmute yourself and we'll give it on to you.
All right. Am I on? Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Thank you for having me, first of all. And I agree, with just real quickly here, what Mariah said and what obviously Nikki has been telling you guys is this is a community of people who will absolutely become your family. It's just such respect for people who are like-minded, have the same sort of goals, who, want to raise their kids in a positive environment. And I'm honored to be part of this call, and I'm honored to be, friends with these guys. And as I looked through this, I've met a lot of you guys at the Seattle Summit. So that's really cool too. And, just to be able to continue with those relationships. So, I'm going to tell you this. I've had like a 2-minute Voxer conversation with Mariah about this call. So I want to just put out there a disclaimer that what I'm saying here is coming from me. Nothing that these guys have necessarily asked me to say, but, they trust, they know that I've been in this situation, and that I have raised, that we have raised my whole team up, and I get to help a lot of other people do that. So really whatever they've just asked me to share what I feel on my heart to share with you guys today. And the first thing I have to say is, holy cow, now is the time. I am more excited than ever for my team, for your team, for our whole community, because for every reason out there as to why now is the time is January. First of all, we're in the health and wellness industry, and if people aren't excited and ready to get healthy now, then they never are, right? So January is always the biggest month for us, and it's always going to be. But for you guys as a team, really having this big vision and this big goal that you're pushing for, it's awesome to be doing it now in the month of January. And I'm sorry, as she said, I do have kids that sometimes distract me. Yes, real quickly. Okay, I'll do it in a minute. Thank you. I told them I was getting on a call too. Anyway, now is the time, okay, because of all those reasons, and because our company has, right now, we have more resources, you guys, the opportunities there more than ever before. We have the 90-day game plan coming up. We have, all these resources available to us. So that's what I want to start with, is now's the time. Now, what I really want to get into here is I want to make sure you guys understand from the beginning that this goal of this team hitting national marketing director is very little actually about Michael and Mariah. And I know, like, even, I can tell them that, and I can tell you that, but for you to actually grasp that and understand it is really important. This is, and my background is in athletics. I was a college basketball player and a college basketball coach. And so I like to, this is a team sport, okay? If you've ever played sports any time in your life, most of us probably have at some time or another. You guys, this is a team sport, what we're doing. And I love the fact that I'm 39 years old and I still compete a lot, but I'm not, in any more team sports. And I get to do this as a team and lift everybody up. So I want to make sure you all know that this is about you. Every single person on this team has a very valuable role, no matter what it is. We like to celebrate, we appreciate and celebrate every person in this business. And it's important for you guys to understand that. Right now, for your team to hit this goal, I know you need, basically you need pay line increase, which is so awesome because all that means is all of you just add customers. Like every single person on this team can play just as big of a role in this goal as the next person beside them. I don't care. You could be brand new. This might be your first team call. And you can play just as big of a part in this as somebody who's been, on this team for a long time, as Michael and Mariah, who they're going to be adding customers like crazy this month too. That's what you guys need right now. So every person's role is just as equally important. And for you, right now, I don't know, and I can see some of you, but I hope, especially since you're on this call, and you guys, first off, awesome for being connected. It's, the holidays, I know, what is it, the 28th? And so a lot of people sometimes like to check out and think that it's not important to be here, but y'all are here, and that's really cool. So kudos to you on that. If you're here during the holidays, then I know that you have a vision for yourself and that you have a goal already in mind. So really, honestly, all it's going to take for this team to hit this huge goal is for each of you to accomplish your individual goals. And bringing it all together, it's going to, Michael and Mariah maybe are going to get to be on stage to share your team's story. But in the future, it's going to be you guys up there to share your team's story. And you're going to remember this moment because it's going to, I promise, being part of it is going to have such a huge emotional impact on you, that you truly were a big part of that. So individually, I assume you all know what you're going for. If you don't, then I'm tell you, and we can talk here in a little bit, but make sure you get with those guys and look at your goal for January. Have a very, very clear vision of what you need to accomplish, what you want to accomplish. And also I would encourage you to remember your reason for wanting to be part of this, your reason for wanting to accomplish that. Why? What does it do for you? Maybe you want to help as many people as you can. And we know that we can't help people by not sharing. We know we've got something really cool. We've got something that nobody else in the world has. Nobody has the research, and the products that we do. So we're very confident in that. But if your goal is to help people, then the only way you can do that is to open your mouth. And open your mouth to as many people as you can. And open your mouth unapologetically, knowing and understanding that what you have is so valuable and would benefit them. And do it from a place in your heart, coming from a place of truly caring and sharing, and not, not selling or, when you have it in your heart, you know the benefit that it has for them. That's going to come across. People are going to see that. So anyway, get your vision, know your goals, each and every one of you, and understand, I truly, that you accomplishing that is going to be incredibly important in your team accomplishing National Marketing Director. And I don't know, like, your whole team story as far as, I know you've been pushing, you've pushed maybe a couple months, you pushed this month or that month, and you feel, I remember Joy Kelly is my sponsor, and I remember with her, pushing for 100 Club, and I felt like we pushed like for a whole year. And at some point it was like, but it's just time to do it. And then when it came time, we're like, this is definitely the month that we can do it. So, and that's the time it is for you guys right now. Some of you have probably been pushing or feel like you have for a few months, but now You have everything you need. You just need to increase your volume, and that comes from every single person on this team. And now being January is the time to do it. So how do you go about doing that, right? I would tell you the first thing is, you have your vision, is to totally just lock in and get focused, you guys. And this comes, I think for me, it's easy for me to get focused and then to lose focus, because I have a lot of noise in my life, just like all of you do. But I'm telling you, make a decision to focus. It starts with a decision. If you could easily sit here and say, okay, I'm going to do this. This is my goal. I'm going to add 5 new shred customers this month. That's my goal. But if you don't actually make the decision and say, I am hitting sales coordinator this month, or whatever it is, I am going to finish my 2,000 plus in January and then go do it, then you guys, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, but you have to speak it, you have to set it, and know what you're really going for. So, for us, I'll tell you a little bit more of my story. I was a sales coordinator for 4.5 years. And I really don't even know how I got to sales coordinator. I had no vision. I was, oh my gosh, working like 5 different jobs. I used to be a college basketball coach. My husband is the head women's basketball coach at KU, the University of Kansas. So when we were pregnant with our first child, I quit coaching and started, what I thought was going to be my way of controlling my own life, which was personal training, running a fitness center. I was also teaching health classes at the university. I had like 5 things I was doing, right? Because that's all I had ever known, is this whole mindset of clocking in and out. And I didn't see a bigger picture for this. I didn't understand it. But so anyway, I love the products. That's how I got to sales coordinator. And then I seriously, I was a sales coordinator for about 4.5 years. And I had a conversation with Doug Barlow, who is Mitra's husband. A lot of you know Doug. A conversation that honestly, I only remember one sentence of. And all that is he told me, he said, Joy has you pegged for the podium. And that's for me, who had not been doing anything. I was a sales coordinator, but I really wasn't very active, for the last 4 years. And he said that to me. And in that very moment, like, I don't remember the rest of our conversation, but I made a decision that it was time. And if I wouldn't have made that decision, it wouldn't happen. That is when we went from SC to NMD in 6 months. And it was a lot, but I'll tell you guys how we made it happen is total focus, and setting priorities, right? Now, and everybody always told me, and I'm sure you guys have heard it too, work really hard for a short amount of time and then, play the rest of your life, focus now, play later, whatever it is, 3 to 5 years, squeeze a lifetime of work into 3 to 5 years. I've heard a lot of that stuff, and I had. So I decided I could squeeze a lot of work into a few months and see what I could get out of it. And I told my husband I was going to do it, and he didn't even know what it meant, but he was all, it's like, whatever, because he didn't know what it meant. So it was good, but it starts with a decision. Okay. That's number 1. And then when you have your decision made, you have to lay out a plan. Okay. For a short amount of time, you're going to put this as a priority. For me, it was really hard because I had spent those 4 years telling everybody, myself included, that my family was my priority, which is so funny. Stick with me here. My family is my priority, but it's so funny for me now to look back at my mindset then. I always said my family was my priority, which meant I said no to a lot of Juice Plus opportunities, business opportunities, networking opportunities, a lot of things, because I thought it would interfere with something I should be doing with my kids. If it interfered with bath time or dinner time or, something. So I was totally off on that and so backwards. So I made a switch in my mindset. I said, this is my priority for this month. I'm going to focus on Juice Plus, and it's going to trump everything else. And my kids will stay alive. At the time, they were 3 and 4. So I knew I wasn't, they would be alive, I would feed them, but if we were late for bedtime or whatever, they drank smoothies for a month, we were going to survive, right? And they probably did drink smoothies for a month. But you guys, it was incredible, because what that did for me and my family, I actually can't even tell you the impact that changing my mindset around that, just that little shift to think of focusing on what this opportunity is for me and for my family. Mind you, at the time I was making probably $800 a month when I made that decision that this was going to be my priority. The impact that has had on my kids' life and my life, my future, my husband, my kids, the future that we have now is so unbelievable. And I just sit and I think about what if, I don't try to think about it, but you know, what if, when I share this story, like what if I hadn't made that decision? I would totally still be in that mindset of, one day I'm going to have time for this. One day I'm going to be able to figure this out. I used to say, when my kids go to school, I'm homeschooling my kids, which cracks me up now, because I used to think when my kids went to school is when I would build this business. If any of you homeschool or know anybody who does, it's a full-time job, right? So, you know, just being able to focus on this, the opportunity that it's brought for my kids, not only financially, like, you know, the opportunities that we get, but the things they've gotten to do. But the biggest thing, truly the biggest thing, is for them. And if you don't have kids, then it's anybody in your life, the way they look at me. How do you want the other people in your life to see you, right? I want my kids to see me as a winner. I want my kids to see me set a goal and go freaking crush it. I want my kids to see me be a part of a team that accomplishes the biggest thing they can accomplish in the entire business, and to be a huge part of that, and for them to know that they were part of it too, you know? So you guys might not all have kids, so it doesn't have to be like that, but yourself, you know, how do you want to see yourself? Do you want to see yourself as somebody who rallies with an awesome group of, you know, pure positive people and rallies to do something big? Or do you want to back out when it gets tough? And I know that's not who you guys are, because I know who your leaders are, but that's, you know, I have a big team. I have people who go both ways, you know, so right now for this short amount of time, and when I'm talking short, you know, my mind said it was 6 months. Right now for you guys, I'm telling you, for a month, focus in, lock in, and tell yourself, this is my priority for a month. I'm going to hit this goal. And then watch what it does to the rest of your life. You're going to think right now, you might think you don't have time to make this your priority. You don't have time for all these events to do this. But I want you to watch what happens to the rest of your life when you set this as your priority, and all of a sudden all these positive things start happening, and your family gets more supportive, and the money starts coming in, and then that's when you're going to be, okay, now I get it. That's where this is coming in, you know. And how do you do that? Like, it's a DMO thing. My life is insane. Your life is insane. You know, I do, because of what my husband does, and because I homeschool, and because I have a huge team, I am really all over the place all the time. And I talk about noise a lot, you know, whatever. My kid coming in right now is noise. You guys don't even see these 3 little puppies I have at my feet, because I'm dog sitting today. And they're trying to distract me, right? But the noise that is in your life, you know, we've all got it. And you need to understand that your noise and everybody else's noise it's all equal. And you have the ability to set your noise aside, or to close it off for a little bit, to accomplish a goal. And so by that, you know, we've got no excuses. Communication is immensely important with anybody who you do life with on a daily basis. If it's your kids, if it's your spouse, if it's your parents, if it's your coworkers, communication with them is extremely important. So for me, it was my husband and my kids, and it is, and even now, like, we're going, you know, whatever big goal we're going for, they have to know, this is what we're trying to do. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. I would set your families down today and say, hey, in January, I'm going to fast track to sales coordinator. And you might not know what that means, but what that means to you is that I'm probably going to have to do some phone calls. I'm going to do some events. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I'm going to help a lot of people get healthy. You know, if it's your spouse, it's going to bring in some extra money, you know, whatever they need. And then every time you go to an event, it's so easy. It's so much easier when everybody is on the same page and knows why you're going and what it is that you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish, rather than just, oh, I have another event. Oh, I have another phone call. Oh, I have a Zoom call. You know, my team, we start all of our team calls. We start them with a dance party and we end them with a dance party, because a lot of my team has a lot of young kids, and it was turning into, mommy has to get on another call, whatever. So now our team, like the kids, they can't wait for Sunday evenings, because they get 2 dance parties with all of their Juice Plus friends, and it's awesome. So it has turned just the mindset, because we communicate and they know that it's going to be fun. We always bring the fun factor. It just switches the mindset of a drag to something that's fun. So, you know, I would tell you right now, communication is number one. Make sure everybody in your network knows that you're going for something. You're going to accomplish a big goal in January, whatever that is for you. And then you have to schedule the things. Right now, you have to schedule them today, and you have to time block for them. So by scheduling things, you guys, because we all have amazing intentions, right? You want to do events, you want to do phone calls, you want to do Zoom events, whatever it is. And you know as well as I do, because I'm the worst, if it does not get on the calendar, it will not happen, no matter how good your intentions are. So I would tell you guys, today's the 28th of December. This weekend, pull out your January calendar and put on there everything you're doing. You know, we do a lot of different things. One thing I consistently every week, we used to do salad and jar parties. Now that it's winter and it's cold here, we do Power Bowl parties, and I'm committed that we're doing that every week, you know, at my house. And you know, we have Zoom calls, we have Facebook events, whatever it is that works for you. Put it on your calendar today, and make sure that your whole January is planned out, because that way, what's that going to force you to do? Start inviting, because you've already got it planned. Now you have to reach out to people, you have to invite. You know, so schedule things, and time blocking is really important. My time block looks different every day, and I try to communicate with my kids. Okay, we're going to do school from 9 to 1. I have 2 hours in the afternoon that I am working, and you know, whatever that looks like for you, it's different, but and I can't do it by the week, because every day of mine is different. So the night before, I sit down and I write out everything I need to get done the next day and when I'm going to get it done. And that's my only way to stay sane in the crazy life that I live. So whatever works for you. Don't think it has to be really big and sophisticated. Mine is seriously a piece of paper the night before that says what I have to do and when I'm doing it the next day. So, but if I don't do that, you guys, I'll accomplish nothing, like other than maybe school with my kids. I'll get nothing accomplished if I don't do that. So time blocking is really, really important as well. So those are like some of my tips on, I think, you know, how you can kind of fit this in around your busy life and within your busy life. But I just can't express to you enough how exciting this is. Like, this is a moment, this month is going to be fun. And the other thing, one really quick thing that I realized, because I know some of you are probably part-time, you know, Juice Plus. Some of you probably maybe only see yourselves as part-time right now, and that's totally fine. Like I said in the beginning, every single person is just as important and just as valuable as the next. But you know, part-time, full-time, wanting to get to full-time, it doesn't matter what it is. Just being able to do this, and if you touch your business every day, it becomes a lot more fun. You know, there was a time when I was doing very inactive sales coordinator that, to me, a lot of things felt like a drag, like reaching out, I have to follow up with customers, or I have to do this. And when you're not active in your business and when you're not touching it every day, then that can definitely feel like something you have to do. But when you're doing it every day and you're communicating with people, and I don't know if you guys use TeamZ, it is a freaking game changer and lifesaver for me. But because it tells me and it helps me organize, because otherwise I just forget anyway. But that, you know, being able to do that every day, it energizes me, and it gets me motivated to talk to more people, to talk to new people, to create and schedule events. And so when you're doing fun things like that and you're doing it with other friends, then all of that stuff that used to feel like a drag or that feels like things you have to do, it just becomes the things you want to do. I wake up every morning so excited about the things I get to do. So anyway, that's what I've got for you. Michael and Mariah I'm honored to be on this call, but you guys have such awesome, loving, caring leaders, and they want you to have success. Them, and end with the first thing I said, it's not about them. Okay. When they stand on that stage and tell your team story, you're going to know in your heart that every single order you put in this month played a part in this big, huge team. It's a team sport, this team accomplishment, and they just get to stand on stage to honor you as being part of that. So thank you guys so much for having me. If you have any questions, we might have a couple minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Allie, you're awesome. And you totally brought the energy. And I mean, I felt my excitement level totally bumping up, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Just like, before a big game. And so I really appreciate that. Just a couple recap. One, just as a reminder, this is a team activity. And I can go back to Zig Ziglar's quote of, help enough people get what they want and you can get what you want. Mm-hmm. And so really, in life, the greatest, the most important purpose we can have is to be of service to others. And so Mariah and I are 100% dedicated to helping you guys reach your goals, because we know that the more that we help you guys reach your goals, the more it's going to lift this NMD-ship. And the more that we are helping our customers reach their goals, the greater the transformation they're going to have and the more positive impact we're going to make on the world. So it's just an amazing thing. And so one, really making sure that everybody's clear on what is your vision? What is your why? What is your 2019 January vision going to be? Because January sets the pace for the rest of the year. And of course, Allie said it starts with a decision. So decide on what that is, communicate that with, myself and Mariah and Chris and Nikki and your upline support team. But the other piece that Allie said I thought was awesome is communicate that with your family. Let them know what you're up to. And they may not understand what sales coordinator means or senior sales or even fast track to VF, but let them know that you're working on a project to impact lives, and that for the month of January, you're going to be putting some time and hours in, and you're going to be loving up on people in ways that are going to be transforming lives. And this is a super righteous mission that we're on, the healthy living revolution. So it starts with the decision. And what I wrote down here, what came to me is, the decision, when you commit to a decision, it brings courage. And it's our heart that brings the compassion. And the combination of the two bring our energy. And it's the energy that attracts people to lock arms with us, to trust us. And then number two is how. Let's formulate a plan. You have you made the decision. Now let's work with us, your upline support team, to create a plan, a very specific a plan, a prioritization, schedule it. I love what Allie said. All noise is equal, and also I'm going to add all excuses are equal. So flip the noise, flip the excuses to be your reasons to take action, to take steps. Go ahead.
That's awesome. I want to make sure, because it's 46 after and I want to honor Allie's time. Thank you for the recap. Did anybody have any specific questions? And we can stay on, but Allie, if you have noise in your life that you need to attend to, I really want to honor that. So anybody have a pressing question?
Allie, do you have a couple more minutes?
Yes, I have to leave in like 5 minutes to take my kids to basketball practice.
Okay, all right. So really quick, I'm sales coordinator, and really kind of took the month of December off from talking Juice Plus with any of my prospects. And I'm at that point, where, there's literally probably 1,000 people I've reached out to, and things stagnated in November and December. But I'm wondering if you have one approach for re-inviting people to the January shred that just feels like a really positive re-engagement, that would be kind of a mass text blitz, or some way that's been successful for you to reach out to people that you've had multiple contacts with.
Yeah, awesome. I've done a lot of different, and if you've heard my, training on follow-up, I've done a lot of different things. And I'll tell you, nothing works better than the personal conversation. So it's going to take a little bit longer, but it's so much more worth it. And it is because it's January and we know that everybody, I don't care what they say, everybody has their mindset on doing something better in the next year. It's what we do. We think, what can we do better in 2019? So right now is absolutely the perfect time to reach out to everybody who's ever told you no or ignored your messages or whatever, just with a heartfelt message. If it's Facebook, I voice message everything. That way they know it's not a mass text. And if you've got thousands of people, then you might have a group, maybe like your colder market group, that you do send something, I know we've chatted before, but I'm more excited now than ever because and I don't know if you guys if you've seen the new guidelines for the shred. They're not really different. We're just trying to, Mitra's been working on it for a long time, and I can send it to Michael and Mariah, but and they should be on Healthy Living Revolution now, but it's 2 phases now. And the Shred 10 is to make sure that people know it's a lifestyle. It's not just a 10-day thing. Yes, we're focusing for 10 days, but there's 2 phases. Phase 1 is, when we're actually the Shred 10, and phase 2 is the living it. And so there's 2 different images, and I'll make sure these guys have them. But so it's awesome time to say, number 1 is January. What are you going to do? What are your goals? What are your health goals for 2019? Oh, by the way, we're so excited for this revamp that our program has gotten to help people understand how to make this more of a lifestyle. And Mitra she just did a brand new video actually talking about how to put this into a lifestyle. I will send all of this to Michael and Mariah to make sure you guys have it. But it can be that easy because really it is now. It's exciting. It's January. What are your health goals for 2019? I'm so excited about this revamp that our Shred 10 program is seeing, and showing you how to easily make it into a lifestyle so you could sustain it for the entire year. Do you want to check it out with me? It can be that easy. And then people who you've had real conversations with, those are the people that you need to just say, hey, now's the time, right? I know we've talked about this for 2 years, but it's time to do it now. Please just do it with me. Give it a shot in January, because people are ready to try something new right now. So you guys, for the next 3 days, I know it's busy. It's coming on New Year's, but the next 3 days could set up your entire month and your entire year of 2019 by how much focus you put into your business and reaching out and just connecting with people over the next 3 days.
Thank you so much, Allie. I really want to honor your time. And that question was so perfect, because often we finish our call with music and a tech splits, and that was exactly what Michael and I had talked about for the tech splits. So I'm just going to give a thank you, Allie. I know you have a lot in your life, and so we appreciate you sharing this last 35 minutes of your breath and your time with us. I'm going to stop the recording, and